What if I told you that the difference between recovering safely at home and being sent to a nursing facility comes down to just 6 small things you do in the first 2 weeks after surgery? Most people don't realize it until it's too late. One small misstep, one skipped routine, and suddenly, they're not healing, they're rehabbing for weeks or even months. But it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 simple research-backed steps that can help you stay strong, heal faster, and stay right where you belong, in your own home. No hospital beds in the living room. No long stays in rehab facilities. Just practical, powerful habits that protect your independence. And I'll prove it to you with science, with stories, and with real advice you can use starting today. Because the truth is, recovery isn't about luck. It's about what you do, and when you do it. So please, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone you love. And tell us in the comments, what was the hardest part of your last recovery? Your story might just help someone else get through theirs. When I had surgery at 67, I thought the hard part was over once I left the hospital. I remember sitting in that wheelchair, headed for the car, thinking I made it. But I was wrong. The real challenge didn't start in the hospital. It started at home. There were no nurses by my side, no call buttons, no one checking my blood pressure or helping me up. It was just me, my body, and a long list of things no one had prepared me for. And I'm not alone. According to Johns Hopkins, nearly 1 in 3 adults over 65 who were sent home after surgery end up being readmitted or transferred to a facility within just 30 days. Let that sink in. That's 1 out of every 3 people. And many of those hospital visits, they're preventable. With the right support and the right habits, most people can recover safely at home. But no one tells you how. No one walks you through what really matters those first few days and weeks. So today, I will. In this video, I'll share 6 simple, proven things I did, things backed by science, that helped me stay home, heal well, and get back on my feet faster than anyone expected. And I'll also share what I wish someone had told me before I ever left that hospital bed. So stay with me. Whether you're preparing for surgery, recovering now, or helping someone who is, this information could make the difference between independence and losing it. And before we dive in, I want to hear from you. If you're over 60, comment yes below if you've ever felt nervous about recovering from surgery. You're not alone, and your story might help someone else feel seen. Tip 1. Move early, move often. I know, it feels counterintuitive. You just had surgery. You're tired. You're sore. You probably just want to lie down and rest. But here's the truth. Bed rest is the enemy of recovery. According to the American Geriatric Society, gentle movement, even short walks, can dramatically reduce your risk of blood clots, pneumonia, and muscle loss. When you stay still for too long, your circulation slows, your lungs weaken, and your muscles start to shrink. And that makes it harder to get moving later when you really need your strength the most. Let me give you 2 examples. Betty, age 74, had hip surgery. She was afraid to move, said it hurt too much, and that rest was better. She stayed in bed almost all day for the first week. By day 10, she developed a blood clot in her leg. She ended up back in the hospital, then in a rehab facility for 6 more weeks. She lost a lot of her independence and never quite got back to her old self. Then there's Gloria, age 72. Same surgery, but with her daughter's help, she started a simple routine. Just walking to the kitchen and back 3 times a day. Each walk lasted about 5 minutes. She used a walker. She moved slowly, but she moved. And within 2 weeks, she was climbing stairs. By week 4, she was back in her garden. One choice, 2 very different outcomes. Now you might be thinking, but isn't rest important after surgery? And yes, you do need rest. But gentle movement is part of the healing process. It keeps your blood flowing, your lungs working, and your muscles active. So here's what you can do, starting today. Action step, try standing and walking for 5 minutes 3 times a day. Use a walker, a cane, or someone's arm. The goal isn't speed, it's safe movement. Even just walking to the mailbox, standing up during TV commercials, or pacing in place near a sturdy chair can make a difference. And if you need help, ask. This is not the time for pride. This is the time for progress. Because the longer you wait to move, the harder it gets to start. So, take that first step, even if it's small, because every step forward is a step back to independence. Tip 2. Fuel your body for healing. After surgery, you might not feel like eating. Things taste different. You're tired. Nausea might creep in. But here's what no one tells you. Food is medicine, especially now. Your body just went through trauma. It's working overtime to rebuild tissue, fight off infection, and restore energy. And it can't do that without the right fuel. Scientific research shows that protein is essential during recovery. It helps repair muscle and surgical wounds. And nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, and collagen are key for faster, stronger healing. Let me give you an example. Jim, 78, had abdominal surgery. When he got home, he mostly ate toast, crackers, and juice. He said he didn't feel hungry and didn't want to force it. But within a week, his incision was red and slow to close. His energy was gone, and he ended up back in the ER with a wound infection. Then there's Larry, 76. Same surgery, but his daughter prepped meals with eggs, salmon, and bone broth. He had a smoothie every morning with spinach, fruit, and a scoop of collagen. And even though his appetite was low, he ate small portions more often. By week 2, his nurse said his wound was healing faster than average. He felt stronger. He even regained his appetite. What you eat can either slow you down or speed you up. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm just not hungry. And that's real. After surgery, loss of appetite is common, but healing doesn't wait. So here's what you can do. Action steps. Eat protein with every meal. Things like chicken, eggs, fish, or even a little cheese. Add a daily cup of bone broth or a collagen-rich soup. It's easy on the stomach and packed with healing nutrients. And if your appetite is really low, try a high-protein smoothie or a gentle multivitamin. Just something to support your body's repair work. Think of every bite as part of your recovery plan, because healing doesn't happen on an empty tank. You wouldn't expect your car to run without gas. Your body's no different. Tip 3, don't go it alone. This one might be the hardest for many of us to hear, but it's one of the most important. Recovery isn't a solo act. You may want to be independent. You may feel like asking for help is a burden. But here's the truth. Trying to do it all yourself can cost you everything. Science tells us that emotional support during recovery actually boosts immunity, lowers stress hormones like cortisol, and leads to faster healing and fewer complications. In other words, having help isn't just nice. It's medicine. Let me share 2 real-life examples. And 69 had shoulder surgery. She told her kids she didn't want to bother them, said she could manage. She tried to shower alone, cook alone, even reach for things in the cabinet. And one night, she slipped in the bathroom, broke her wrist. She ended up in a rehab facility for 5 weeks, all because she didn't want to inconvenience anyone. Then there's Helen, 70. She had knee surgery, and before coming home, she made a list. She asked 3 close friends and her niece to be part of her care circle. One brought meals. One reminded her about meds. One checked in every morning. They even used a simple whiteboard in the kitchen to track everything: appointments, notes, small tasks. And Helen? She healed safely, on time, and with a lot less stress. Here's the thing. I hear it all the time. I don't want to burden anyone. But the truth is, the people who love you want to help. They just need to know how, and your safety may depend on it. So here's what you can do, starting today. Action steps. Reach out to 2 or 3 people you trust and ask them to check in daily. Even just a quick phone call or visit. Set up a whiteboard or a simple app like CaringBridge or lots of helping hands. Use it to track meals, medications, appointments, and help. And if you live alone or don't have nearby family, talk to your doctor about short-term home health support. A nurse, a physical therapist, even a visiting aide for a few hours a day can make a world of difference. Remember, needing help isn't weakness. It's wisdom. And accepting help now means getting back to independence sooner. You don't have to do this alone, and you're not meant to. Before we dive into the next tip, I want to hear from you. Have you, or someone you love, ever gone through a tough recovery after surgery? What helped? What made it harder? Share your story in the comments below. You never know, your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And while you're here, don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the bell icon. This channel is dedicated to helping you stay strong, sharp, and independent. At any age, we got videos every week, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Alright, let's finish strong. These next tips might be the simplest, but it just might change everything. Tip 4. Control your pain smartly. Let's be honest, pain after surgery is expected. But what's not expected, and what too many seniors don't hear, is this: uncontrolled pain slows your healing. When pain gets out of hand, it increases stress in the body. Your heart rate goes up, your sleep gets worse, your immune system weakens, and most importantly, you stop moving. According to the American Pain Society, poorly managed pain increases your risk of falls, depression, and even hospital readmission. Let me show you how that plays out. George, 80, had back surgery. He didn't like taking medications. Said he wanted to tough it out. So he skipped his pain meds, and within a few days, the pain was so bad he couldn't walk to the bathroom. He lost ground fast. His physical therapist said he needed another month just to regain what he lost that week. Nina, 68, had the same surgery, but she had a plan. She took her medication on a schedule. She used ice packs, elevated her legs, and did gentle stretching with her nurse. She kept a simple pain log, writing down what helped and when she needed more support. And because she kept her pain under control, she was able to keep moving, keep sleeping, keep healing. Now, I know what you may be thinking. I don't want to get addicted to pills, or I don't like how they make me feel. And you're not alone. But here's the truth. Smart pain management doesn't mean relying only on medication. It means using all your tools wisely so your body can do what it's designed to do: heal. Action steps. Don't wait until the pain is out of control. Stay ahead of it. Set a timer if needed, especially in the first week. Use ice packs on the sore area 20 minutes at a time. Elevate when possible to reduce swelling. Use medication only as prescribed, and talk to your doctor about the safest options for your body. And most importantly, track your pain. Write down what works, what triggers it, how it changes through the day. Think of this as part of your prescription, because if pain keeps you stuck in bed, that's when complications creep in. You don't need to suffer to heal. You need to be smart, consistent, and honest about how you feel. Tip 5. Protect your sleep. Here's something that often gets overlooked in recovery. Not your medications, not your physical therapy, but something just as important: your sleep. Because your body heals when you sleep. Deep sleep is when tissue repairs, inflammation goes down, and your immune system resets. And if you're not sleeping well, your recovery slows down. Research from the National Sleep Foundation shows that poor sleep after surgery leads to longer healing times, more pain, and higher risk of complications. Let's look at 2 examples. Linda, 73, had hip replacement surgery. But once she got home, her nights fell apart. She stayed up late watching TV, kept her phone by the bed. She'd nap off and on during the day, but never felt truly rested. By the second week, she was foggy, weak, and unmotivated. Even her balance was worse. Then there's Carl, 75. He had the same surgery, but he created what he called his sleep zone. Every night at 9 o'clock, he turned off the TV, dimmed the lights, and played calming music. He used an eye mask, a little lavender spray, and a white noise machine. And he protected his 7 to 8 hours of sleep like it was part of his treatment plan. And it was because Carl was alert, steady on his feet, and healing on schedule. Now, you might be thinking, I can't sleep well at night. I'll just nap during the day. But here's the truth. Daytime sleep isn't the same. Nighttime sleep is deeper, more restorative, and better for your brain and body. So if you're recovering, you need to make sleep a priority, not an afterthought. Here's how. Action steps. Set a bedtime routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Yes, even on weekends. Turn off screens an hour before bed. That blue light can confuse your brain and keep you wired. Use lavender oil, white noise, or try a sleep podcast to help calm your mind and signal to your body that it's time to rest. And if you're still struggling, talk to your doctor. There may be short-term options to help you get the rest you need. Because sleep isn't lazy. It's active recovery. And if you want to heal, really heal, you need to let your body do its best work. That happens when your eyes are closed, your mind is quiet, and your body finally gets to repair. Tip 6. Stay sharp mentally. We've talked about your body. Now let's talk about your mind. Because here's something that surprised me after my surgery. Even though my stitches were healing, my brain felt like it was wrapped in fog. I couldn't focus. I'd forget why I walked into a room. I fell off, and I started to wonder, is this just what getting older feels like? But what I didn't know then is this. That mental fog is real, and it's called post-operative cognitive dysfunction. It's especially common in older adults, and it can last days or even weeks. The Journal of the American Medical Association reports that up to 40% of adults over 60 experience mental fuzziness after surgery. But here's the good news. You can bounce back and even come back sharper with a few simple habits. Let me show you how. Dennis, 82, came home from the hospital and started panicking. He couldn't remember names. He kept losing track of time. He was afraid something was seriously wrong, and that anxiety made it worse. Now compare that to Marcia, 79. She felt the same fog at first, but instead of shutting down, she leaned in. She started each day with a puzzle. She wrote down a short journal entry every night, just a few lines. She made a phone call to a friend every morning, even if just to chat about the weather. Little by little, the fog lifted. Her confidence returned, and so did her joy. Now I know what you might be thinking. Maybe I'm just too old to think clearly again. But that's not true. Yes, your brain needs time to recover, just like your body. But it also needs stimulation to rebuild. Action steps. Play a game every day, a crossword, Sudoku, a memory app on your phone. Journal a few sentences each night. What you did, how you felt. It helps you stay oriented and reflect. Talk with someone daily. Even a 5-minute phone call gets your brain firing again. Think of these like little workouts for your mind. And the more you do them, even just a little, the stronger your mental clarity becomes. Because the goal here isn't just to recover. It's to reclaim your life. One day, one thought, one conversation at a time. Let's take a moment to breathe and recap what we've covered. These 6 simple habits can make the difference between bouncing back at home or ending up in a facility longer than you planned. Here they are again. 1. Move early and often. Even a few minutes a day helps circulation, prevents clots, and keeps your muscles strong. 2. Fuel your body for healing. Protein, vitamins, and bone broth give your body the building blocks it needs to repair. 3. Ask for help. You're not a burden. You're human. Healing is faster when you're supported. 4. Manage your pain wisely. Smart pain control helps you move, sleep, and stay on track. 5. Protect your sleep. Deep rest is where healing happens. Treat bedtime like medicine. 6. Keep your mind active. Word games, journaling, and conversation bring clarity back faster. Now, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not helpless. You're not broken. And no, this is not the beginning of the end. With the right steps, your body can heal, your strength can return, and yes, you can recover at home. You've made it through the surgery. Now let's finish the journey, strong, steady, and on your own terms. And here's my challenge to you. Pick just one of these tips to start today. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk. Maybe it's a protein-packed meal. Or maybe it's just picking up the phone and calling someone who cares. Little steps add up fast. And the sooner you begin, the sooner you get back to you. Now, I want to hear from you. Which tip surprised you the most? Was it the importance of asking for help? Or maybe the power of a good night's sleep? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one, and we love hearing your stories and feedback. And if you found this video helpful, I think you'll really enjoy our next one. 6 daily movements to stay strong and mobile after 60. It's the perfect follow-up to keep you feeling strong and independent. You can find it right here on the channel. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Take care of yourself, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next one.